Evening, everybody. Welcome to another Q&Asa. Sorry for interrupting the wonderful introductory Final Fantasy VII music that I could have just sat there and listened to for the duration of the show. But no, there is more to do, more to say, more to discuss. But I don't know what. So, how's everybody doing? This is Q&Asa. It works a little bit differently to... No, it probably works the same as most things, actually. It's nothing special. Don't expect anything special. You know how it works. We have a big conversation. I talk to you, you talk to me, you talk to each other. It's just a big conversation. Does Gaming Arcadia have an HR department? Yes, actually. It does. It does. But you don't want to be contacting... You don't want to be contacting me. I mean us. I mean it. You know. So... It's all about gaming stuff, more or less, with some weird little tangents, because it's very free-flowing. But there is on YouTube, at least on the Landscape YouTube main version of the stream, there should be a question box you can go along to and stick questions in at the end of our little discussions. I will read every single one and respond in some capacity. So, evening Craig, evening Chronic. Question box is now available. So what have we all been playing? What have we all been playing? I have not played very much. I've played a little bit of Ark and a little bit of Lies of P. Evening James, evening Rep. What are you playing at the moment? I know James has been on Final Fantasy 14 again. Rep finished Final Fantasy. Yeah, Silent Hill F. You know, there's an F, so I got confused. Silent Hill F last week, and now you're on Ark Raiders and Ark Raiders and Ark Raiders and Ark Raiders. Let me see if I can. No, 2 weeks ago. Oh, 2 weeks ago, Vampire the Masquerade 2. How was that? I was trying to snitch on your Ark Raiders time and see where you rank amongst the server of people that won't leave Ark Raiders alone, because there are several of you. Super chat, no, don't do that. Everybody else can do that. But you made the thumbnail, which, you know, that's your super chat quota, Matt. You play Plants vs Zombies replanted across 2 different platforms. Is it as good as you remember? Replicating your world behind the others. You're ahead of me. I've played it once. I've had 3 little expeditions, raids, whatever you want to call it. I guess the Ark Raiders do more raiding than they do expeditioning. So I've had 3 of those. And not really got any understanding of why people like it so much just yet, but I'll give it another go. Chronic, you're taking a few days break, but how will you keep up? Won't everyone get more apricots than you and leave you in the dust next time you have an encounter with real players? There'll be some terrible like auction for the best items in the game and you'll need 10 apricots and you'll only have 7. 34 hours is still a lot, Replicant. Still a lot, as far as I can tell. I'm at a much lower count on any games, actually. That's sad to hear, Craig. Like, everything was going so well. Everyone was having a nice time talking about video games, and now you've got chilly testicles, which is... It's really brought the mood down. I hope you find a way to remedy that. I don't know. Got no advice for you. FCW, you're still on Max Payne 2, dying like the beast, and you moved on to Halo 3. So you were doing the Halo 2 campaign last week. You got through to the end of that, or you got bored of that? Evening, Joe. God, lots of people rolling in. I've only just scheduled this because I'm very disorganized. I didn't schedule it until maybe 16 minutes after it was supposed to begin. So thanks for being here anyway. That's very nice of you all. Give me more about the games. I need someone to sell me on Ark. I might play it after this. My wife keeps telling me to play games. I just want to play with Unity. But she insists. She says, have fun. And I say, no, I'm having fun. Isla, you need to stop with that. Because it's not. You have said you do like it. It makes your laptop hot balls. And that's how we got onto that. Red hot nickel balls, to be specific. What's that a reference to? I only know of the chili pepper variety. Don't know these red hot nickel balls. Yeah, tell me more about all of these things. So I played a little bit of Ark. My first run was unsuccessful because of reasons that Amin will say were my fault. And I accept that, but I made the correct decision and was right to get us all killed. Second 2 runs were successful, but actually that's a good question about Ark. Were my second 2 runs successful? Is going in and extracting a sign of a successful run? Or is there more to it than that? Is a successful run one where you like actually achieve some particular goals, curated or otherwise? Could I say that those 2 runs were not successful because they were kind of a little bit boring? I was playing with Amin and Hodleshark, and it was nice in that sense to have the conversations and the laughs, but putting that aside and just trying to understand the game, I might feel better if you tell me that those were unsuccessful runs, because I don't really get it otherwise. Don't really get it. Didn't even get any apricots. Is apricots the key to a successful run? I keep bringing up the apricots because Pete in Discord has been going on about apricots, and Chronic's been trying to help him get them, so I assume they're the most valuable currency in Ark Raiders. You've been playing the Final Sentence demo. Never heard of it. I'm going to have a look at it. Wait there. Wait there. Wait there. Wait there. Or you can roam if you're holding a portable device. It's 2025 and you don't need to wait there at all. You can take me with you if you have me playing on a small screen that fits in your pocket. Then you can roam. Final sentence. Can't type for shit. Final sentence. Final secret. Final sentence. Game trailers, IGN, PlayStation. That's dispatch. Why does it show me dispatch? Type or die, the final sentence. Oh, that sounds like it. So is it like typing of the dead? Final sentence. Oh, is it Battle Royale typing of the dead? Yeah, okay. Interesting. I was just thinking, see, I saw Isla typing with her 2 fingers only the other day and wondered how a typing race would go. This could be the way to find out. This would be the way to find out. But I'm a chicken and I'm not going to. So, do you type really good though? The goodest of all. I mean, now you can prove it. Now there is a typing battle royale, so you can get online and show the world that you don't need them other 8 digits. Like obviously you've got them, but type away anyway. With just the 2. Joe, people begging for their life. What? Oh, the typing game has open voice chat. Okay, I can see how that would make it funnier. I can see how that would make it funnier. So what's is it like a free demo on Steam at the moment or something like that? Children glare in horror as you hold a conversation while touch typing and reading something over your other shoulder. No, they're staring in horror because you're not. They've been specifically trained in how to use all of the fingers on their hands, and you're in a position of authority, undermining everything they've learned about typing. That's the horror. That is the horror. Let's do... Fuck knows what. I'm going to show you what I've been playing. I'm not going to show you what I've been playing. I'm going to show you something awful, because why not? If I can find it. I'm going to show you my current, because I forgot to close it. No, fuck it. I'm not. I've changed my mind. On the fly, decided not going to show that, actually. I was going to show what I've been pissing around with in Unity on the courses, but that's not interesting, so I'll leave that to the side. Revel in my cowardice. Yes. So, no, you're not. It's fine. Let's talk about more games. No one's sold me on Ark yet, and I thought you'd be more keen and passionate. I get that people, ordinarily, when people are like overly forthcoming in the reasons that you should love the thing that they love, the games that they like and the reasons that they're best. It can be kind of irritating in some circumstances, but I am specifically asking because I have Ark and I just don't understand, and I'm trying. I'll play it more and maybe it'll click, but show it, you coward, how dare you. Look, it's not impressive, but I'm gonna show you Unity in case you've never seen game engine stuff in general. You know, here's my Unity. Here's my all this shit that I use in my tutorial courses. I haven't made any art or anything like that, and actually this particular demo doesn't even have any art. This is where I move shit around in the scene, and this is a preview where I play my little games. And this one, they're Unity demos and Unity assets, but I make my own shit up as I go. Oh no, I'm gonna die because I haven't got the controller. Wait, stupid Xbox controller won't turn on. I made a what? What's RHNB? Look, I'm the blue one. I can move around, but I added rams. They're not part of the demo. I can ram. I can get the power ups, and then I can ram harder. Oh fuck, missed. Ram. So I'm making shit like this, and in the end, I'll be able to make actual games. That's the plan. I'm bursting through the junior programmer course, but I do my own things. Oh, and let me show you the other one. This one's got sound, so it's going to ruin everything and get me kicked off of YouTube forever. This one I've exported into a build, so it counts as a real game, kind of. Not really, but kind of. Where do I keep them? Where do I keep them? Unity. In there? I don't know. That's not it. Okay, I'm not going to show you the other one because I can't remember where I put it. But not going to pretend it was good either because it wasn't. Was it Challenge 3? No. Was it Project 3? It was Project 3. Build 2. Here we go. You get to see this one too. Junior Programmer, Project 3. Get ready. Ah, Joe, that's an interesting question. Made with Unity, it was just a splash screen. That was the whole reason. See, I took that stupid side scrolly one and added double jumps. All the fun. Hours of fun. You can play this right now for £9.99. No, this is just a jumping game. You only press spacebar and then you die. Yeah, and there's no exit button, so I have to Alt F4 to get out of it, which I can't even do. That's my Unity progress. It's a good question, Joe, on why I chose Unity over Unreal. Generally, it was because there's such heavy consensus across the internet that that's a better bet if you're just doing things on your own than Unreal. That I thought, yeah, okay, fine, I'll give it a go. My plan is actually to go through it. Unity has really good learning courses, like that they provide themselves, including, I don't know, a pretty good way to learn. I've been pretty impressed with it so far. So I want to go through those. There's a programming path I'm going through at the moment, and there's a creative core path that I assume focuses more on the art side of making games and things. So I'm using that to learn, but Unreal has like some on-ramps for people that have been playing around with Unity. So they have encouragement on, like, here's what you can do if you're familiar with Unity. This is kind of how Unreal does things. I will take a look at that before I fully embark on the project that I want to, but I'm quite enjoying, like, I'm fairly comfortable with the C# side of things. That's the main differentiator between them, or one of the main differentiators between them is the scripting language. And C# is quite friendly. C++ is a bit less friendly. So, yeah. But what type of game would I like to create? It's spoilers at this point in time, Replicant. I have a laundry list of games that I'm going to create. But the first one, I say low-hanging fruit, like achievable by one person. It's not, because I keep on ballooning the scope of what I want to make. I can tell you it's somewhere between Phantasy Star Online and Vampire Survivors, with a little bit of some other things sprinkled in, is what I'm going for. Not a Doom-like. What games do I want to make? Well, that's one of them. You should see my design document, because my design document is just whenever I think of something, I'm writing it down in Notepad. So it's literally just a fucking huge scroll of nonsense text. I'm not going to show you my design document. It's too important. The stealth fishing game. Absolutely, Joe. To stay very, very quiet so the fish will approach. It's quiet in the long grass. Not a Doom-like, no. I think first-person shooters require a certain level of art, just because the perspective is unforgiving. One of the reasons that I'm starting on the one I'm starting on is because being isometric, I can keep the camera far away from my terrible art. Self-published, I'm not there yet, Pete. I'm not in a hurry. Like I'm doing the beginner doesn't know anything courses on Unity at the moment. So I don't want to consider what I'm going to do when I finish, because it'll probably be years away. But I do think maybe I'll get there. Yeah, I don't think I'd actually make a very good first-person shooter. It's another reason for me to steer clear of it. Yeah, I don't think I'd make a very good one, because I don't really have a good grasp of what makes maps work well. I wouldn't be confident in it, and I don't think I could do anything special in that space, but I've got some good ideas for some other things. If I ever get to make the horror game that I want to make, that'll be from a first-person perspective, but one thing at a time. Another Crow's Treasure has already been made. They stole your idea and you got a lawsuit pending. Good luck with the lawsuit. Because Sony already owned crabs ever since that E3 Giant Enemy Crab show. Tried to make maps as a young lad when Quake launched and they were bad. Fair. Made a hopscotch game when it rained. You chalk that one to experience. Terrible. Terrible. But yeah, it's neat. One of the interesting things that the course does though, so the Unity course, one of the first steps of it, like the first module, might even have been in the Unity Essentials course before you even start the programming one. So before you've chosen your path and it's just showing you around the engine, there's a step in there where it tells you to go to ChatGPT or Copilot and ask it for a script as part of the beginner learning experience, which I bring up because of the Eurogamer Arc review. And I'm wondering how people feel about the use of AI in the making of the video games, and with Arc in particular. Because as far as I know, and I could be wrong because I don't follow scores and reviews very closely, but from what I gather, Arc was sitting at something pretty like a 94 on the Metacritic OpenCritic kind of averaging sites. And then Eurogamer gave it a 2 out of 5 and said something along the lines of it's really, really good, but they use AI voicing instead of recording the voice actors directly. So they gave it a 2 out of 5 or a 4 out of 10 or whatever, 40% as far as Metacritic was concerned. Eurogamer, having quite the legacy, are fairly heavily weighted on Metacritic and managed to drag the score down like something like, I don't know, 10, 12 points on its scale. So Arc, FTW, and the finals, so the studio Embark's other game, uses AI for its voices. So in the finals, those voices were like big announcements of what was happening in the game. But they have, it's a bit nuanced because it's not like they've just gone fully AI for it and stolen the voice likeness of whoever's done Red Dead Redemption 2 or something like that. They've not gone, we got Troy Baker's voice without hiring. They've specifically contracted some voice actors to train profiles of their voices, so that they can stick voice in the game that sounds like these voice actors without having to call them in and record them every time they want to do it. And they've said specifically they've done it for the sake of being able to iterate quickly, because the process of scheduling in a voice actor, bringing back in one that's already voiced a character and having them record fresh lines is obviously a lot slower than just kind of typing it and iterating the delivery. So that's what they've done. But AI is obviously a talking point in general, particularly around like generative AI and things like that, which this kind of is effectively is really a kind of generative AI. It's a kind of generative AI where they've specifically got permission from the people they're training it off of. What do we think? Bitlierist AI could be really valuable, but investors are hoping to replace people with it, since that's the only path to profitability for it. And in theory, that should be like good in some circumstances. In theory, being able to take like menial tasks away from people, take the mundane away from people, would be good if it weren't for the fact that it's so blatantly going to hurt the people at the bottom and benefit the people at the top. Really, if you could collectively reduce the amount of menial and mundane work that we do as a species, should be a net benefit, but all of that benefit will be focused in one place. So you can understand why people are guarded against it. The abacus is dead and you blame AI. Nintendo will be using AI to catch up on making more games for the Switch too. I don't think Nintendo are short of like making and releasing games compared to anybody else. They've got freaking loads. Especially if you include their ports and upgrades from the Switch 1. I don't think there's been any particularly dry spots for Nintendo. I know there's not like a massive flagship game for the Switch 2, but they do have a decent cadence of Nintendo published games. But they are all about keeping their costs down, so maybe, you know, maybe they will. Not what Mr. President said. What did the president... I'm assuming you mean the president of Nintendo, because I can't imagine you'd listen to any other president. Can it service cars for you so you don't ever have to? Well, not yet, Craig. Not yet. But it can help you service them, right? I plan to use it very much. Why not? Why not? I'm going to directly steal everybody else's work before they manage to bring it to market. And that's how I'm going to use AI. Now, other people think of AI as stealing work because it's been trained off of like art that other people have created. I'm actually going to task AI with hacking into people's machines and literally stealing their artwork and giving it to me. None of this training data, like literally go and get it. Breach those firewalls. Retrieve those files. Pass them to me. Delete the originals. It's mine now. That's my ethical stance on it. You use AI at work in some circumstances. What kind of AI though? Are you talking AI like language models and chatbots, or are you talking about creating things? Where is and isn't it useful? The example in Unity, when you're doing tutorial, it's a little bit of a strange one because it's only applicable to the pared down universal rendering pipeline of Unity, which I won't get into because it's not that interesting. But it's the script that it asks you to do on the essentials part of the course is to do an artificial day-night cycle with the directional light. Which I did. I did it on the tutorial. I went to Copilot, asked it very politely, because I'm very polite with the AI, asked it to give me a script for the directional light, to give me some variables that I could control for like the time of day and stuff like that. And it spat out a C# script, explained what it would do. The script was coded like neatly, pretty legibly, and it was all commented with stuff that made a lot of sense, and it gives you a copy button and you just stick it onto Unity and you've got a day-night cycle. And I was like, well, it's pretty good at that, and obviously it's a simplistic task, but it hasn't asked me to go back into it since on any of the like the actual programming side of the course. But just as an introductory, like, essentials of the engine part of the tutorial, it was quite interesting that they threw that in there. And it's not the same as the introductory course was a couple of years ago. There's a legal eagle in the crowd. What? That didn't like that I would steal things from people's hard drives. It's only data. So replicant, you're using a larger language model, so like it has uses, right? It's good. Tony does the full-on controversial stuff that upsets people, and so does episode 13, like the generative stuff, which is where people get the most upset, rightly or wrongly. Amish AI is AI. It's literally in the name, unless that's an L. I can't really be sure, but I'm going with Amish AI. You've sent some AI tools photo. Wait. Where? Oh no, I don't see it. Am I paying for the Unity and tutorials? No, Unity's free. You can make the game for free as well. They have... It's not so simple when you actually release the game, but you can download Unity right now and make what you like. Their tutorials are all available. Something. You can just you can do it. So yeah, Unreal Engine. Similarly, you get Unreal Engine from the same launcher as you play Fortnite from. It's got a big Unreal Engine tab, so. Yeah, they have different terms, and if I get close to release, well, ideally before I sunk hundreds of hours into it, it's worth reading. So Epic's terms depend on where you publish it, because they can be very friendly with terms if you publish it to the Epic store, and they give you like up to $1 million in revenue or something. They won't take a cut of, and they only do when you go beyond that. So that's essentially free unless you get rich, in which case it's fine for it not to be free. Unity had some controversy last year, I think, where they changed the way that their licensing worked to be quite penalizing as people reinstall games. I'm assuming that all went in the bin, and it's okay now. Otherwise nobody would use it. But the thing that made me not too bothered about it is that it's still by and large the engine that indie studios recommend using, and like hobbyists recommend using. There's obviously, I'm going to say it just because I like to say it, Godot. There's still Godot as an up and coming underdog contender of an engine, which is genuinely open source and free, and you can do whatever you want. Going to attach a story. So sort of Pixel Snapper. This who was attacked? Who was attacked by when? By me? Not me. There is like a backstory to the first game that I want to do, but it's not it's deliberately not a focus, because I don't want to get into cutscenes and stuff like that. Actually delivering a story. So there's a reasonable backstory to it that might be told in subtle ways, but isn't going to be forefronted in the game that I'm making. But we'll be rich enough that I could make spin-off games if I wanted to. That's miles away, right? At the moment I'm getting spheres to dip around the environment and knock things. So tonally, Phantasy Star Online meets Vampire Survivors. Mechanically, also pulling quite a bit from both. Minus the online. That's to be confirmed. You know, definitely not a priority to start tooling multiplayer. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what I've spent most of the last couple of weeks doing. Fortunately, I spent the last couple of weeks doing this junior programmer course, and they flag it as a 12-week course, and I'm nearly at the end of that one. So it's going well in that sense. The quizzes are actually quite difficult. Godot, was that the attack? Yeah, Godot is an open source engine, which means actually you can interpret the name however you want, because you can reuse it in any way that you want. That's part of the open sourcing. I can go in there, I can change lines of code in the source, and I can change the pronunciation of any part of the engine, including the engine as a whole. So yeah, I've not been using Godot, but it's there as an option. That's kind of interesting. It's weird because Unreal Engine has supposedly better tools for people that don't want to code at all, the kind of visual scripting side of things, and yet is not recommended for people that don't know how to code over just learning. Even in that scenario where you're like, I don't know how to code anything, are the Unreal Engine like blueprints gonna let me make things without learning? And the advice is still to learn. As someone who can't get people to pronounce my name correctly while I'm doing this, that's all the more reason to be doing this. It's been normalized my whole life. And my name and character is an open source, so... where's a meme? I need a meme to hear. What made me decide to learn? Better question, Replicant. Why didn't I learn 20 years ago, 30 years ago? I don't know, I've always wanted to. And that's the reason. You'd like to see how making a 2D platform will go on Unity? It'll be fine. I showed you the thing that I did earlier, right? It's not a 2D platformer, but the engine is well suited to 2D and sprite-based stuff, more so than Unreal is. Yeah, you could do that. It was quite... So the one that I showed earlier actually wasn't using the engine's 2D mode. It was in its kind of 3D mode with a weird sprite background that I didn't like, but no, not with the balls, the other one. Wait, I'm going to show you again because it's still on my screen. Ready? This one. This is an endless runner with the Sonic music, all right? Wow. So you can get like NVIDIA overlay options. Wow, double jump. And this was very early in the challenge, so it's oh no. Something. The only control is space, right? It's not got any kind of UI, it's not got any interface, there's no other button and presses, you just press space. Wee. Wow, and I gave it some extra functionality that wasn't in there. But generally, yeah. Faster, so that's one of the extra things that I programmed into it when I was experimenting, Tony, just for the sake of learning how things work. It does get progressively faster, which wasn't part of the tutorial setup, but it seemed wrong not to have it get progressively faster. Every game should have a jump button. My game's not going to have a jump button. Pixels left, it is not. But that one had yeah, double jump. I added that, which was not like a massive programming challenge. I'm not flexing or anything. Anyone that's done anything with any kind of game stuff would be able to do it, I'm sure. But for me, it was just nice to explore and just go, I see what you're doing, but I would like to tweak it in these ways and just see if I can go off the rails and do it without copying what I'm being told to do. Everyone is and will use AI to generate code. It is mandatory in companies now. Yeah, that's fine. How big is the Unity engine? What, to download? Not very. You could download... Oh, I see, because you're on your satellite. Crazy far away connection. Where did I install it to? I can't remember. I'll come back to you on that, FTW, but not so big that you wouldn't be able to download it and play with it. even if it was like a nighttime thing. Not as big as downloading a game, and you can download those. So, oh, maybe I put it in downloads actually. Let me see. No. The Unity hub setup. So the first download you'd have to do is 150 meg. And it does do some further downloading tooling from there, but not more than like 10 gig, I reckon. You taught Gemini how to get mad, and now the whole of the human race is in trouble. Drawing a stickman on every page, and it's going to be 24 hertz. Well, that depends how fast you flick them pages, right? To maintain a consistent 24 hertz on a pad of paper would be something of a talent, I reckon. You're moving in December to get... You got a better internet connection than you've got now, right? And December's only a month away, so... No limits, FTW. No limits. Are you moving far from where you are now? Nobody had strong opinions on AI and on Eurogamer's 2 out of 5 review for Arc. And I got sidetracked because I'm hyper-focused on just going through Unity tutorials at the moment. I'm actually really enjoying it, so... Oh, you're a professional card dealer. Okay, so you'll be fine. You have opinions, Isla. You're allowed to say them out loud. What do you think of this particular one? So Arc's use case of having a direct contract with the voice actors, having specific explicit permission to use their voices in the way that they are. Because it's like, are those voice actors like the scabs of the voice acting industry? Does it make it okay that these people agreed to it? Or are they undermining a very valid and important movement of voice actors? You don't know why the voice actors want that, because they got paid money for it. It's not necessarily like their preference over being called into the studio over and over again for the lifetime of the game, but, you know, supply and demand. They're offering some money for people to agree to these terms. I mean, I'd do it. Sure, have my voice. If you want people to switch your game off after a minute or two, have at it. Same dude that reviewed Arc reviewed the finals and gave a low score for the same reason, which I can respect that. Like, if you're gonna do these things, you got to be consistent. I'm not saying they should be doing these things, but consistency is better than just picking and choosing when you apply it. You will buy the AI of my voice and make him say nice things about me. That would be very strange. But okay, I'm happy to negotiate. We could do that. It might even be very expensive, depending on like non-commercial use and stuff, you know. Read your other. Acting is for people. Voice acting is a human activity, right? So is translation. Humans be doing that. Not always. Same for voice acting. Sometimes it's robots. Sometimes it's my Atari ST trying to spit out stuff that I've typed in a synth voice. All synthetic and rah, 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 rah. Exactly. So this was voice clips that the studio needed ASAP, however they could get it, so that they could deliver content to an insatiable player base as quickly as possible. Can't be delaying content by 6 weeks because your voice actor's not available. Got to sign contracts so it don't end up everywhere on the internet. Well, But even then, FTW, like, if there are a few people that are willing, and it kind of takes away the foundations of the voice acting industry, then you could still be mad, right? You could still be mad at the practice if that's your stance on it. Best voice ever is death in Discord. I do not know. I'm afraid I do not. Tony, that's not true. Look at Tony. I don't have the social media presence like most do. Also Tony, 25,000 tweets. That's quite the social media presence. I'm gonna confirm. Wait there, Tony. I'm sorry, but it was some silly number like that. I was shocked when I saw it. What's your name on Twitter? I can't remember. Is it CO2 Tony again? Tony. Why isn't it showing me? Why is it showing me every other Tony? I don't care about these other Tonys. Only like one Tony as far as I'm aware. Unless there's other people here called Tony, in which case I apologise, Tony. Used to be everyone was called Tony, but that was a long time ago. Tony, you're off the hook because I can't find you right now. You've slyly deleted your Twitter profile. Anyway, trust me, it was like a million tweets in there. Oh, there he is. Oh, for all of this finding Tony's account, I don't know where it says. Oh, okay. Tony, CO2 Tony, I don't have a social media presence. Hooray for me. 27.8 thousand posts. Tony. And that's weird. That is weird. No, it doesn't count likes. I don't know what it counts, Tony. I don't use it that much, but I'm having a quick scroll and it looks like you've got about 28,000 posts in there. And I regret scrolling. So there we go. Twitter isn't Facebook or Instagram. Yeah, I know, FTW. It's a little bit different. I know what Tony was getting at, really. When T-Rex finds a minute to pull himself away from his mobile games that Tony's got him hooked onto and does some research on his dad, he'll find 27.8 thousand posts. And that's assuming Tony stops posting now, which, you know, after 27.8 thousand posts, it's unlikely that he's going to stop now. So sorry, Tony. Yeah, I don't like social media in general, so that's enough of that. It's a necessary tool for trying to get world famous like I am, you know. Not this world, but one day, somewhere, somehow, all of the fame. Where are we? It's 9 o'clock, and I think we've covered everything today, and some. So, is there anything else people want to talk about? Obviously, there's been the question box that you could stick things into, and then we'll definitely cover things that way. But what else has happened? There probably are some other things. I've had my head well out of it, just learning. Social media is mediocre at best. At the very best, yes. I would say far worse about it, but... Oh, Steam frame hopes. Good shout, I mean. So, what's the day? It's the 11th today, so tomorrow, in theory... tomorrow, in theory, is the massive reinvigoration of virtual reality and the PC VR space. Off the back of Valve revealing a new device. which again, I stopped tracking when the VR rumors, the dickhead rumors, and the Steam Deck 2 rumors, they converged at some point to become a singular device. And I don't know what it is. I don't actually know what the Steam frame is. My hopes for it are that it's the VR part can be extracted and taken away, and I don't have to get a Steam Deck. Not that, like, that's not an anti-Steam Deck sentiment. That's a thing sounds expensive sentiment, and I don't need the onboard computing. I just want a good VR headset. You missed jogging on the contraption. It'll be back, Pixel Slapper. I keep on saying it'll be back. The contraption is still there. My legs are still there. They're not what they used to be, but they're still attached mostly. So I will be back on that. The VR stuff as well is actually really well suited to the streaming of things because it's quite clippable and doesn't take as much time as a pancake game, because a VR stream is usually only like an hour, 2 at the most. So I do keep intending to get it back. But I do also... Well, that's the problem, Pixel Slapper. Knobbly knees do help. I only have one knobbly knee at the moment. The other one is not knobbly, it's wobbly. I've got a knobbly knee and a wobbly knee. And I'm not sure the world is ready for it, so... But that's not why the treadmill's not been used. The treadmill's not been used because the last couple of times I've tried to set up VR and get into it and get it working, it's just been a ball ache because things have been breaking and not quite being where they need to be for a stream. You can get it working for VR, you can get it working with a treadmill, but getting both of the, like, getting everything aligned and working in a way that I can stream it just keeps fucking up in some way or another. So I'll get back to it hopefully this week, but I've said that for the last 17 weeks. Hopefully this week. Tony, I'm not gonna look into that. I don't need to see Q&Asa. The other thing is I do not like Meta. So the Quest 3 is a nice headset, but I don't like the company. And my headset and battery pack and headphones is a heavy setup at the moment. So I actually am really quite curious what the Steam frame has to offer. What? Don't know what to tell you, Isla. No. I think I'm going to do questions at this point and move on with whatever's next. And the first question is already there. That was quick. Wow, there's like no delay. Impressive work. So, FTW, can I still get an apology for you being late? Well, that's never happened, so it's hard to imagine. Not really. I've never been late to anything in my life. I remember actually long time ago, first kind of office job that I ever got, they had a big induction day. And they got some absolute bell end in to talk to the class, talk to all the people that were starting at the same time for this big induction. And he came in and he claimed to have never been late for anything in his entire life. This was a guy who was in his like 40s or 50s and was just there to bang on about how well he plans his train journeys, and nothing has ever stopped him being on time for a single thing ever in his whole life. It's like, shut the fuck up, dickhead. I don't want to work here anymore because you're clearly a prick. That was 25 years ago. And it's still upsetting. I don't know. No, don't. Okay, fine. I'm going to apologise to both of you. I apologise to everyone who I've made late for things. I will not read any more. Let's do the next question. Like, really, if I go back and read something after being called a coward, it would be maybe the third time over the course of the last hour that I've responded to being called a coward, and it will become problematic. There is no pattern there. I'm not so weak. Replicant has said, I am the AI co-pilot genie. I can grant one gaming wish for you. What do you want? Millions of dollars. No. Pounds. No, I don't really mind what currency, so long as it's like still very valuable. Because the single biggest restriction to making all of the games that I've ever wanted to make is obviously wealth. If I was massively wealthy, then I could just pay people to do the stuff that I don't know how to do. I could get all of the art that I need, all of the code that I need. Not the ideas, those are mine. Cure all cancer, painful discourse, I would love to do that. I know that would mean an awful lot for you as well, but it's not really a gaming wish. Like, you might be able to, it's probably worth a shot at negotiating with the genie to see if you can get that one through. But I have to clarify, I'm not, like, this isn't a scenario where someone has come up to me and said, you can have anything in the world, and I've chosen wealth, because that would make me like an utter cunt, really. That's not the case. This was my game development assistance. The biggest thing that would assist me in making all the games that I want to make would be massive wealth. I'm not so selfish that if I had a wish, that would be the one. So, just I have to clarify that. I'm very confused by something I've just seen that will come up in a minute. Let's have the next question, please. Did you already use your badger chat? I don't know, maybe. Something just happened, actually. I heard some sparkles and I didn't see the message that came with it. Give me a second, I'm going to find that. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? This one. Some moderated tips. Is Pete? Wish for more wishes. But that's not a gaming wish, is it? See? Unless you are currently wishing for more wishes, in which case, Pete, I would love to grant you them, but I cannot. Oh, and there was one from Replicant as well that said F Eurogamer, and they're 2 out of 5, which means there was some feedback on the Eurogamer and Arc conversation earlier. So thank you for those. Tony, how do you check the amount of posts on Twitter? You just look at an account and it's at the top. They might hide it on iPhone, you know. On the PC version, at least, if you just open it in a browser, it just says at the top of the profile. Google RHNB RHN8. I think that's a B. Why? It's a terrible idea. I can do it. I don't need to show it, do I? Right. Right. Oh, right. It's literally a red hot ball of nickel that they have a YouTube channel and they put it on things and it melts through them. Yeah, I have seen some clips of that through the wonderful, you know, social medias. Gaming wishes revive Legacy of Kain. See, I took it differently as wishes towards my journey of making things rather than things that I'd want to play. But yeah, Legacy of Kain is a popular one. Getting a text, is it doing the silly noises again? It's not getting a text. I don't know what it is that interferes with it. But it happens, you know. If you had left your body. Right. Let's have. Show up the jello. No, I'm not. I can't show random YouTube videos that people have put time and effort into making, right? That would be stealing. "12 years old, yeah. All the more reason not to steal it." It's not. Public domain is 70-something years, right? Like a long time. I'll do the one that's at the top. I'm not specifically searching for jello. Gelatin is the one at the top, so there's probably a reason why you've chosen it. I apologize to whoever owns this content for stealing. I was pressured into it, bullied. And yep. Is this the one where they died? Is it the last video? Because it's just about to explode. I don't do reaction content. Don't be mean. You know, I had to use your question, but I saw it. Oh, I see. I'm reacting because that makes it unique, like non-plagiarized content. Yeah. Yeah, you see that? What it's doing there? That's what my right knee is like at the moment. Why is there these? I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm like Gasmon Gold. Bruce. Wait a minute. Wow. Can I end it now? Is that enough? That's enough. No. YouTube wouldn't let you select it because it's offensive. I hope you've learned a valuable lesson. What if you react to your own content? I will fucking sue the crap out of myself, Bitlyris, if I catch myself doing that. You can hold me to account on that as well. If I react to my own content, I will delete whatever channel I'm doing it on the spot. And to clarify, just so we're on the same page, it's important to know. Wait, why isn't this working? Fuck off. Fuck off, YouTube. Okay, it's important to note that when I do this kind of content, it's not reaction content. Let's go to the mirror dimension, exactly. Not reaction content. I do not have to delete this channel. Oh, look, it's too far behind. The mirror dimension's not working. Everything's broken. Finally, it starts. Jumping on custard is more satisfying than shooting a gun. I've never... How much custard? Because if you jump on like a little bit of custard, it's just gonna go split. But if it's a lot of custard, then you see those videos of like custard swimming pools where actually you just land with a thud, break your ankles, and everybody laughs. Now, when you say, oh no. I'm plural, but not reacting. That's enough of that. So, were there any more questions? I'm on the wrong thing. That's not questions. Here we go. Questions. Who can I? Yes, you, what? So, I'm going to gloss over that question because I don't know what to do with it. Why have I still not bought Shinobi? That's a good question, you know? I should have Shinobi. I can't spend money I don't have. And yeah, I've got Arc, so... Should have got Shinobi. Mistakes were made, FTW. What do you... Isla, why are you saying, can I make a YouTube poop of you? This doesn't sound... I'm not going to Google YouTube poop. You've had your one Google request, and it was the nickel balls. Right, next one. Oh no, it's still Shinobi. You are not going to do a YouTube poop. Give me the next question. I'm getting mad now. No, it's a pretend emotion. One that I don't recognize. This is the next one. I've done this one. Okay, now there's a new one. Did you see the Apple product nonsense? They are charging $230 for socks for your phone. That's how do I get this? Do the socks fit an Android phone? Will they fit the No, I didn't read ahead. I can't. I told you I can't. It's too small. All right. I've not seen this, and I would like to. Bear with me. I got confused and I googled instead. So Apple phone socks. Is that going to do it for me? Oh, there's a video, but I don't want to watch a video. Oh, I can see pictures of it. Wait, let me get pictures that I can share. Apple phone. I cannot type on this keyboard for shit. These are unofficial. Apple Slam for charging. Not reading that. PC Mag, you'll do. Yeah, sure, why not? So, reject. You put your phone in. And then you strap it to your wrist, I guess? I don't know. Arm. I don't know what you do with it. But $230. Starts at $150 for the small version, so I'd buy it if I could fit my phone in it. I wouldn't. I'm not an idiot. That's terrible. Apple, their knitted bands for their headset are supposed to be the most comfortable of all the VR headset bands. And some very wealthy people will buy a $3,500 headset just to put the actual components to one side and use the knitted headband. But I am not that bellend. Nintendo sold cardboard. You sure socks during holidays or sell? I don't know. Actually, if there's if people will buy this stuff, it's a bit different because Nintendo's cardboard was absurd and was rightly ridiculed, but it was at least impulse buy territory. $150 to $230 or whatever these are. It's going to make most people pause for a moment, and you can't even put it on your face and pretend to be an elephant or whatever like you could with the Nintendo cardboard. I reckon someone's gran could knit one instead, Tom, and I reckon I could. In fact, I'm going to delete all of my progress on Unity, going to uninstall it, cancel the courses, and take up knitting instead because this shit looks lucrative. I can knit phone socks and sell them for $120 each. Won't even take that much training, I reckon. But I will not, because I'm enjoying making the games. Nitpicking podcast, yeah. So, let's do. Are there any more questions? Now we've all pre-ordered multiple colours of the Apple phone sock. You make lanyards and stamps for phones and sell them for $4. Well, you're doing it wrong because that's the price you should be aiming for. Good question, Painful Discourse. Why poop? Why poop? Does anyone else know what YouTube poop is? No. We're all healthily disengaged from the internet. Healthily disengaged from the internet, you know? We use it when it serves us. YouTube poop does not. Tom, that's the scientific answer. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about this Winnie the Poop. Winnie the Pooh, yes, I was wondering if that's what you were getting at. Like the words had the same cadence and bounce to them, but winning the poop was not a part of my childhood. So, are there any more? I can't answer the question on why painful discourse because I'm a boomer apparently. So that one will remain a mystery forever. Hopefully. That, Johnny, that's the end, Johnny. Oh, that's the end. So, we've had some interesting little discussions and things today. It's actually gone relatively smoothly. I have to extend. I cannot extend. I have to go and not attend. I have to go and tend to my alligator. Yes. What are you doing? No, I'm not going to get the cats. I understand now. No, I'm not getting them. They're too chaotic. They're fun. But no, I can't be getting them right now. So. No, we really have. This is the best thing about you getting cats. What? That you can demand them. That you can post that in chat anytime you want. You could always have posted that in chat anytime you wanted. Nobody would have stopped you. Like, I would have died inside a little each time. But we're well past that. It's fine. Nobody would have stopped you. Anyway, that really is the end of it. I'm sorry, Johnny. I feel bad about that. Am I alive now? I am not. I'm not. Say it out loud. You're not allowed to trick me for YouTube poop. This is not how it works. I'm not in on that game. You don't have consent to use any of this YouTube video for anything. You do have consent to make a voice profile from this YouTube video and have it say anything you want it to say for personal or commercial use. Those are my terms. There are no terms. You can do that. Anyway. Can we watch that one? What? What? Stop confusing me. Well, you edited me to say something silly. No, we cannot. We cannot. Ah, she's gonna get it. Get me to say that I like stealth games. That will be heinous use of AI. I can understand why people are so upset about it now. I hadn't considered the potential consequences. Can AI knit? Gonna say maybe. You know, I think they've got arms that AI can use. So yes, AI can probably knit. There goes my Apple socks idea. Thanks, Tom. You've saved me from investing the very last of everything I have into my Apple socks business. It will be undermined by AI before it even takes off. Having these AI taxis in London. Taxis that take AI where it needs to go. That seems a bit silly. It's all internet connected anyway. Going to be sitting there for a long time waiting for Copilot to get in the back of the taxi. Yeah. Tom, what would you do with AI arms? You can tell me, it's okay. Okay, I know what you're insinuating, but I need you to put it out into the world. Unfortunately, my imagination has already painted a picture. And on that, it is the end. I have many things to tend to. Like, no, I don't want the video, Isla. You're scaring me. I literally told you 10 minutes ago that if you ever catch me, I told everybody here this, if you ever catch me reacting to my own content, I will delete whatever channel it's on. And you're setting me up to have to delete this channel or be called a liar. And I thought we were friends. Like, this seems like a massive betrayal. And everyone knows you're doing it. We can all see. Yeah, back out now. So, fortunately, you want attention. Well, you can, if you do find it, you can stick it in Discord, right? For now, though, that is the end. So, I could play some games today. Or I could go back to tweaking things. Tweaking things. But I should play some games. Were you, Tony? I mean, I said my voice more so than my face, but I have no way of stopping you, do I? So have at it, and I will think about what I'm doing next. I will be in Discord. Thanks for coming by and talking to me. That was felt more coherent than usual. You may disagree because you're on the other end of it. And now that I think about it, I can't remember a thing that I've said over the course of the last hour and a half, so perhaps not. Nonetheless, what better thing is there to do with a Tuesday? Tomorrow is not Tuesday anymore, so there won't be a Q&Asa. Yeah, and we'll figure it out from there. Thanks, everyone. See you later.